Hi, greetings everyone. I'm so sorry I've been away for a while. I'm currently in the park, as you lot can see, taking some meditation time. It's been a while since we last spoke. I've been busy working on some projects. You know, we have to be very busy in times like this. We need to build institutions and businesses for our next generation. In reflection to what's been going on with me, I've been doing some events, planning the projects that I'm doing, which are coming off the ground now. And yeah, it's been a while, but the book is still being unpacked. I'm writing my book still, and it's coming soon. Because when you're writing a self-help book, with a self-help book and a reference book, it takes a lot of work and research, and I have to go in different social environment to see seek the knowledge and the experience that I need to put in this book. This is a reference book, so you need to reference credible work and so forth. And then on top of that, it's a book that's going to be used in university, colleges, and it's also a self-help book. When you write in a self-help book, everything that you put in this self-help book, you need to look around on a different perspective, flip it up, flip it over. But yeah, anyway, the book will be done very soon, before this year ends. Absolutely. So you guys need to go out there, check me out, and get the book very soon. I will be updating my progress. So today, in reflection to a chapter in my book, I want to talk about changes within identity. And I want to talk about it on the perspective of a movie I watched by Tupac Amaru Shakur. And the movie is called Gang Rated. In this movie, Tupac and his cop partner, because he plays a detective in this movie, where they are going around searching for crime and doing looking at serial killers, looking at all different perspectives of crime. Mostly they were targeting drug dealers in America. So Tupac and his partner were also crooked cops. So they were dealing in drugs and selling the drugs that they were taking off the criminals around them and so forth. So one time, Tupac's partner sold drugs to this undercover cop because they were under investigation. But he never knew that this was an undercover cop until he found out that he was dealing with an undercover cop. Therefore, he went and shot the undercover cop. But he didn't know that it was an undercover cop in the beginning. So when he shot this cop, Tupac was there. And he was obviously known in law. This is known as accessory, you know. So they tried to cover up the crime, and when they tried to cover up the crime, they went in the police station. They took the gun. They're trying to cover up the crime by implicating someone else. Basically, they got this man off the street. They went to find this man, homeless man on the street, and they planted the murder on this man on the street. So what they did, the homeless man was, you know, sleeping homelessly. He was dirty, just sleeping in the alleyway. So what they did, they gave him made sure that he was very intoxicated. They made sure that he had a lot of drugs. Basically, he was gone, you know, to the point that where the man needed to be sedated. So what they did, they put a story in this man. The man went by the name of Joe, the homeless man. They put the story in this man's head to say that, you know, I killed this man, basically made him confess of a murder that he didn't even do. In this regard, Joe confessed on tape that he killed the man, the police officer that Tupac and his thing is cop. The cop that shot him killed. So when Joe was taken in for investigation of murder or for confessing that he killed someone, he was so sedated, he was so drunk on the floor that they couldn't even get no words out of him. So eventually in the morning, and his lawyer came in his cell, you know, he began to see that he can't even remember who he is. Anyway, the story unpacks quickly that, you know, this man Joe, going by the name of Joe, this homeless man, he went to court, so his lawyer tried to file that it was insanity, that's why he killed him. But his current lawyer didn't even believe that Joe killed this man, because he saw that the man was unable to even pick up a gun and kill someone. So anyway, this trial was a public trial on the TV, on national TV. It was live on TV, because this trial entailed a cop being killed by this drunken homeless man. So this man was looking at the TV. This retired lawyer, barrister and judge was at home looking at the television and looking at the trial, how Joe's trial is unfolding. When he looked at the trial, it was Joe on there, and Joe, this man, the ex-barrister, knew who Joe was. That was his friend, and then he picked up himself and went to the courtroom and said, I'm actually going to take up this trial. So I'm the new appointed attorney for Joe. So anyway, the story unpacked that Joe, in the end, they found out that he didn't go by the name Joe, this homeless man. His real name was William McCall. So William McCall, now, he was a doctor in his old life. He was someone who did transplant on poor people in Africa. He did a lot of charity work, but his life turned when his wife and kid got killed in a car accident. So he disappeared. From then on, nobody knew where Joe was, where William McCall was, but he had given himself a new identity as Joe on the street. This man lost his old identity due to his wife's death and what's happened to his wife. He started living on the street. This full-blown doctor, he just gave up everything according to what his wife, death caused him. And I think during the process of his identity changing is because that he felt that basically, he owed a lot to his wife and his kids. He thought he lost everything, within himself. So he gave himself a new identity that, was worthless, because this doctor felt unworthless. He didn't feel worth living because he'd lost his family in a car accident. So in this particular time and point, Joe had a different identity compared to the William McCall, who was the doctor, who was an upright man, standing man, who was someone that the society respected. But anyway, the story depicts that Tupac and his partner in crime were lying. They had put false witnesses out there. A woman who had said that she had seen Joe do this. She was originally put on stand, and Joe's friend had her for dinner. So when the investigations began and the trial began, she was all over the place. And anyway, it ended up that Tupac's partner killed Tupac, and then Tupac's partner disappeared. So up to this day, William McCall was released and so forth. But my story of bringing gang rated to you guys is with my chapter, changes within identity, that I'm writing about right now, is that a lot of people are have changes within their identity according to different circumstances in life that they're facing. People change their identities according to different environments that they're in, and sometimes it's done intentionally, sometimes it's due for environmental factors, sometimes it's due for the work that they do. But in this regard, this man's identity changed because he had lost everything that he put hope in, which was his child, his family. He had lost hope because everything, he had lost it, basically. And so what I'm trying to say now is that when we don't have a stable identity, and we go into the world just like that without you having consolidated your identity, it becomes it becomes easily changed by someone else that you may encounter in life. So identity takes a process of you having self-value being proud of your culture, knowing who you are, and so forth. What I'll do, I will put Tupac's movie Gang Rated underneath here for you to see. After this clip, I'll put the scenario where they found out that actually this man was a doctor. He used to do implants for the poor people in Africa, and he was a very good doctor and so forth, and he was a very valuable person in the community, you know. So Dr. William McCall was released after that, and the identity of Joe was lost, you know. Yes, so on the 24th, these are the places where I'm going to be. I'm going to be speaking at BRIXITON, pop-up BRIXITON. We're going to be talking about gangs, crime. We're going to be talking about family, culture, relationship. We're going to be talking about knife crime and so forth. So meet me there at pop-up BRIXITON, 24th. It starts from 12 till 5. This is actually being marketed and organized by Patrick. He goes by the name of Killer P. His rapper name Killer P. So interesting that there's a lot of youths out there that are actually opening up their mind and unpacking and seeing what reality is about now. You know, things are changing to the fact that we need to wake up and see the situations that we're living in and understand things not in the box but from outside the box and looking at it in different perspective. We need to sort of change the way things are done systematically, and justice has to be done very soon. So yes, on the 24th I'm going to be at pop-up BRIXITON speaking on that day, and then on the 16th of August I'm going to be at the Nicholas Stewart project. He's also a young man foundation opened up by his mum that was killed by knife crime and gang crime and so forth. So we're going to be speaking at that. It's going to be a community fun day, a lot of bouncy cars, so you bring your children around, food, jack chicken, whatever you call it, stores, different motivational speakers, political leaders in the community in that area. So yes, catch me there. I'll put the details in my description box for you lot to come and see me and be a part of these events that I'm going to be at. And also you take care for now. Greetings to you and your family, and I'll keep on bringing you the videos and the progression of my book from a psychological perspective. Check it out. Bye.